The Unpopular Opinion Show. No, I mean, I think it was some interesting stuff in there, right? Um, the part that I'm like, telling all my people to carry a gun when they go outside.
Yeah, I mean, that's extreme.
I get it. I
understand
so it. I am a proponent of being legally armed and being knowledgeable and aware about how to own, maintain, and use that firearm, right?
Right.
But being strapped to go to the grocery store, is that necessary?
I mean, I think maybe not for everyone.
Okay.
But I can see where it would be necessary. I mean, there's been we've seen evidence of, I know for me, there's been times just be out and the police would just mess with you for no reason. Just walk up on. And before I was carrying, and even now, the whole thing is you want to survive the encounter. So you do all that you need to do. Yes, sir. Keep your hand, that's what we're taught.
Right.
But now you see evidence of, even if when you're compliant, they still fuck you up. I just saw a video of a young brother, something that's happened. This happened last year, I believe, and the cops were fired. And I forget what state or city it was. I have to pull it up. But he had gotten pulled out of his car. He was getting stopped or whatever. And the video shows him with his hands up, like, like standing outside of his car by the door with his hands up, and the cop just blows him. Blah. Then same video, same subject is now handcuffed on the ground. Another officer comes up and stomps his face. And then they said it was like a drug thing or whatever case. He was like, and then because there was video of it, somebody else shooting it. It wasn't cop video. Somebody else was shooting the encounter. Those cops were, end up getting fired. And he had to go up to clear his name. He said, even though, they were saying that it was drugs, there was no drugs. He said they didn't, that I didn't have a license plate. My license plate was the license plate was in the rear window. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I've never, what I'm saying? He had to say all these things. And, the cops ultimately got fired. So again, all that to say, I'm not sure that if he was carrying, that would have helped him. But I can understand the sentiment of why you would think like that.
I absolutely get why you would think like that. But here's why I say, is it necessary? Most of your time, you're going to kind of interact and nothing's going to happen, right? But, the one time it does, the question is, I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it, which on the surface makes sense. I think the chances of you getting murdered by a cop if you have a gun on you grow up exponentially. Even if you say, hey, it's on me, it's not loaded, it's on my hip, take it, whatever. The thought process then becomes, why this nigga got a gun? Then they draw their weapons. Or if you have it on you and don't tell them, and they pat you down, oh, you got a gun. It escalates. Now, let's say they come at you wrong. You got to pull your weapon and shoot. You're going to lose that encounter every time. Because there's more of them with guns than you. And they're going to rush down there. And you went from being a guy who, was going to the store to pick up a carton of milk to a cop killer.
Right.
Even if the cop was wrong.
And I understand, and even think like in the case of Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
Young sister that got killed. First of all, it was a no-knock warrant. They were at the wrong address. The person they were looking for was already in custody. And there was a no-knock. They bust up in their house. Her and her boyfriend were sleeping. They killed her. The boyfriend had a legal arm, went to defend his home. He still got arrested. I don't think he's gotten out of jail yet.
And see, that's crazy as fuck to me.
But
any charges against him should be gone because the precipitating action was fucked up on the cops' part. They shouldn't have been there. It was, dude, I think it's probably been like 7-8 years ago. Some shit like that happened in Atlanta where they executed a no-knock warrant on an old lady. I think she was like 80-something years old.
I think I remember hearing about it.
Oh, this was years ago. They kicked down a door, came in with guns and shit. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And she was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Now, thank God she survived that encounter. But I think that, and maybe anybody who deals with law in Atlanta or remember the story can correct me on this, but I think that started the wheels to turning in this city to get rid of no-knock warrants. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, it's almost like it's like a lose-lose.
It really is. It really is. And I tell my kids this. I tell young people that I run into, 9 times out of 10 is going to be a lose-lose. 9 times out of 10, the deck is stacked against you. It's not fair. The only way you can win is to be smarter. You have to walk out your door every day knowing I could run into a lose-lose today. Most of this around me is stacked against me. How am I going to get ahead of it?
That is the source of my anxiety every day. Like thinking, and then seeing the stuff on social media doesn't help.
No, you got to unplug from that shit, man. Like, I don't do Instagram. I don't really do Twitter. I do Facebook very selectively. And I used to watch a lot of YouTube. I'm starting to have to back away from that. It's just, I'll get news and bites, man, but I can't take it, man. That shit'll destroy your psyche.